Okay, good afternoon, students. In yesterday's lecture, we have started with log-based recovery. We are keeping a log where we are storing four kinds of information, which is transaction identifier, data item identifier, old value, and new value. Okay, why we are maintaining this log? Because if we are running with multiple or parallel transactions, so we require the transaction has committed or not. So we need to redo or undo. If the transaction is completed successfully and then the failure will happen, then we are again performing the same transaction. Like if A has transferred 50 rupees to account B and all the instructions are done, but still failure will be there. So we are not rollbacking it because it is fully completed, so that we are again performing the same operation, because the value which is available in the database will be first discarded, and again we are doing the entire operation, so the atomicity will be preserved. But if the transaction is partially done, that means half of the transaction has been completed, and in middle of that we are having a failure before we commit the instruction, before we commit the transaction. So in that case, we need to undo. That means if half of the portion we have completed, so we need to undo all the instructions. Okay. So for that, we are using this values transaction identifier. It is which transaction T1, T2, T3, which data item on which we are updating the value, like data item A, B, C, X, Y, Z, anything. The old value, that means whenever we are performing a write operation, so what is the value before write? And what is the value after write? So we are maintaining both the values, old and new. So whenever we are not completed the entire transaction, so we need to roll back. So we are having the old value when the database is already in the consistent state. So we can recover from that. Then we have seen these three things. TI start. If any transaction started in the logbook, log records, we are writing like this: transaction name and started. Then this transaction has this data value xj on which the value which needs to be write. So version 1 and version 2. So this is the new old value and this is the new value. And at last we are having commit. That means the transaction is successfully completed and we have saved the value of the transaction into the actual database. Or if it is failed, then we are having abort. That means the failure will be done and we have not saved the value into the actual database. Then we have seen that we are having two approaches for using this log-based recovery. The one is deferred database modification and the other one is immediate database modification. Okay, so we know that what is deferred? Deferred means to delay. So we are delaying to write the operations value into the actual database. If we are having write data item A and A's value is previously 10 and recently we want to write it with 20, so we'll delay until we are not finding commit instruction. That means save. We are confirming that we want to make the changes into the database. Till then we are waiting. We are delaying the write operation. And immediate database modification. So here we are writing write data item A. So immediately it will change the values into the database. Both the approaches have their own advantage and disadvantage. We'll discuss this later. Deferred and this. So we have known that deferred means delayed. So the changes which you are making, right, you are writing or updating the value, so the modified value will not be reflected immediately. It will be delayed and after that will be reflected into the database once we are having commit operation. So here we are not wanting the old value because we are just waiting for the, am I audible? Am I audible? Okay. So I didn't want here the old value. Why? Because old value is required when we are having two values, old and new, and we want to go for the old value because we need to do the transaction undo. But in deferred, once we are saving that, once we are committing the transaction, only then the changes are reflected. So if we are having, suppose here, two write operation, for example, in this transaction T1, we are having the first write operation here and the second write operation here. Both of them are on the same data item X. Okay. So what can be the possibility? The previously X value will be 1. So here I am writing 1, X equals to 1. And here it will be returned with 2 and here it is returned with 4. So the last one after which the commit will be done, the latest value will be updated into the database. So this 4 will be reflected here. Okay. So we didn't require the old value, which is 2, because commit is done. That means we are sure that, and now we are not able to undo the operation, or we are not able to roll back the operation because it is successfully completed and saved. And immediate database modification means whenever I am writing the write, so as per the previous example, if I am having 2 write, so once I am having this write, the value 2 is being updated into the database. And once I am having this write on the same data item, it will be having the new value. So each and every time, whenever in my transaction I am having a write instruction on any data item, it will make the changes accordingly into the actual database. Okay. So what is the problem? If we are doing the same thing, like here, the actual value into database previously it is 1. Whenever this has been written, the 1 will be updated with 2, and whenever I am with this instruction, it will be having 4 value. Suppose here we are failing the failure. We are facing the failure here. So we need to roll back because some portion has not executed yet like this. So we are going to roll back, and this operation we are calling it as undo. Undo means whatever changes we have made in the database, we need to delete it. So this 4 has been not previously written, so it is not the case, but 1 has written and we have made it change with 2. So now we are again in this state where database has value 1 but not 2. We are undoing the operations. But in deferred, whenever we are having commit, only then we are writing this value after this commit only. So if here we are having database value 2, so previously if data item contains 1, now it is write operation and changing the value with 2. So it is not immediately affected. When commit will be done, only after then it will be updated. So if commit has been done, so there is no need to undo the operation. That's why in deferred, we are just dealing with redo operation. Redo means again perform the same operation, redoing the same operation. And in immediate, we are having both the case. If we have completed the transaction, then we are dealing with redo. And if we have not completed, then we are having undo operation. And I have given you the shortcut how to remember that. In deferred, last 3 characters are read. So add O, so it is redo operation, just allowing this one operation, and immediate allows both the operations. And then we have started with this deferred database. In deferred database, we need to think for the 3 value only because here we are not having the old value. So old value is not needed for this scheme. Write is not performed at this time whenever we are writing with this, but it is delayed or deferred when we are having a commit operation. Only then will make the changes. And we have done the calculation over here. Okay. So in the first one case, there is no any commit operation here. That's why the value, updated value in the database previously, if you've seen here, the values are 1000, 2000 and 700. Okay. So here for A, we are having 1000 value. For B, we are having 2000 value. And for C, we are having 700 value. So in case 1, the image 1, which is shown here, we are not having commit here. That's why this updated value, which is not reflected into the database. Okay. So A and B's value is now 1000 and 2000. In case B, transaction T0 is commit. That means this A and B value has been modified. So the updated A value will be 950. The updated B value will be 2050. And C value will not be modified because T1 transaction has not committed till now. Now we are going for the third case. Here T0 is commit as well as T1 is commit. We need to take care for two things. If we are having start and commit for T0, that means we are able to perform the updated value into the database. And here we are having T1 start and T1 commit. So this value is also being updated into the actual database. Okay. Meanwhile, suppose you can think for the case like case A. Here we are facing the any kind of failure. Then no redo actions needs to be taken. Redo action हमें कब लेना है? Redo operation when we have completed with the transaction successfully. That means if in our transaction we are having start and commit, both the instruction, only then for that transaction will perform redo operation. So here in case number A, we are having the start, but we didn't have the commit operation. That's why redo action will not be taken. Here in B case, we are having start and commit for T0. So redo will be performed for T0, but T1 has not commit. That's why we will not redo the T1 transaction. Here we are having T0 and T1. Both of them is having start and commit. So we'll also follow the same sequence. Like T0 will be redo first and after that T1. Redo means doing the same operation, and previously we think that in the previous slide, like T0 will be executed before T1. So T0 will be here again performing first. After that T1 will be performed. Okay. Till that we have covered. Now we are starting with the immediate database modification. The immediate database modification scheme allows database updates of an uncommitted transaction to be made as the rights are issued. So if a transaction is not committed, it is uncommitted, then also whatever right we are having as an instruction will perform accordingly in the database. Since undoing may be needed, update log must have both old value and new value. It may possible like transaction is there. Here we are having the database. Previously, the value of database will be 10 for data item A. Transaction has read it and then made some operations. Here transaction write the value and the updated value will be reflected here as 20. Again, it will doing some operation. Commit, suppose it will be here. But at this place, we are facing the failure and we need to undo the operation towards this read. Again, we are starting from the first point. That's why we need to change the database too. Database is now having the 20 value, but the actual value is 10. How we can know that? If you remember, we are having this syntax. Transaction T1 had made the change in the data item A. The old value is 10 and we are changing it with the new value 20. Okay. Previously we are having like this TI. Here we are having DI, that means the data item identifier. Then we are having V1 and V2. V1 is the old value and V2 is the new value. So if we are facing a failure, so again we are going from 20 to 10. For that we require the old value, because wherever old value is available in the database is in the consistent state. Okay. So for that we require both the values, the old values as well as the new value. Update log record must be written before database item is written. Why? Because if we are having a write operation, after that we are starting to maintain a log. So we didn't have the previous value before write operation, because once write operation has been performed, we are having the updated value or the modified value. So the old value we didn't have a proper value. That's why we need to have a log before the database item is written. We assumes that the log record is output directly to the stable storage. What is output? If you remember the previous figure, here we are having the disk, here we are having the main memory. So from main memory to disk, if we are storing anything, we are calling it as output. So we are storing this all things in the stable storage, and stable storage means which have a minor possibility of having the data loss, and theoretically it is never having a data loss. So for stable storage we are having non volatile storage. So we are putting our main memories data to the non volatile storage. We are making a multiple copies of the same. Can be extended to postpone log record output so long as prior to execution of an output B operation for a data block B, all log records corresponding to item B must be flushed to the stable storage. So whatever we are having the data item B, whatever we are having the data item, we are storing it into a particular block, so that we need to transfer the data from the main memory to the non-volatile storage. And non-volatile storage means we didn't want that power supply is on, only then we are working with that. Non-volatile means if power supply is not on, then also we are continue with our process. Output of updated blocks can take place at any time before or after transaction commit. So output means like transferring from main memory to the non-volatile memory. This can be happen at any time. It can be before the transaction has committed or after the transaction has committed. So whenever we are having a write operation, we'll do the same thing. Order in which blocks are output can be different from the order in which they are written. It may possible we are having 5 times write operation in one particular transaction. So the order we are following, it may be differed while we are transferring the data from the main memory to the disk. Okay, we are taking one example. Here is our log, and here is a write operation which we are going to perform into the actual database. Suppose the first instruction is T0 started. That means we are having a transaction T0 and now it is started. The next instruction T0 A 1950. That means T0 transaction now want to update the data item A. The old value of this data item will be 1000 and the new value will be 950. Again we are having transaction T0 data item B. Updated, the old value is 2000 and the updated or the new value will be 2050. So immediately once we are having the write operation, it will be made the changes into the database. This is the write into the database. So A value will be updated into the database with the new one 950 and 2050. Then transaction P0 commits. Suppose this is a deferred database modification, then these two steps will come after this at this place. Okay, but it is immediate, so they are not waiting for the commit instruction. Now transaction P1 has started. The C value of this transaction will be previously 700 and now it is updated with the 600 value. So it is reflected into the database and this transaction has also committed. So this is called immediate database modification. Recovery procedure has two operations instead of one. In the previous one deferred, we are just having redo operation, but here in immediate, we are having two operations, undo and redo. What is undo? Undo will restore the value of all data items updated by transaction Ti to their old values, going backwards from the last log record for Ti. So this is a transaction Ti we have made from instruction number 1 to instruction number 10, and here we are facing the failure. Total this line is of 20 code. So here we are facing the failure, we are undoing this. That means whenever we are having a write operation, suppose here at the two places, we are doing the undo and we are going into the previous value or the old value of the database. Redo, it will set the value of all data items updated by transaction to the new value. Redo means if we are facing here the failure, so what we are doing? We are thinking that redo is only possible where the transaction has committed. So suppose here at this 20 instruction we have committed, we are failing, we are having a failure here. So the database changes whatever we have made. We are discarding those and we are again performing the same operation. It is called redo, so that the new values are to be updated because we are redoing. So the old value is available already into the database and we are again performing the same operation. Okay. Both operation must be idempotent in the nature. Idempotent means if we are having this operation, then it will not affect anything. Like 1 plus 0. So 0 is an idempotent digit for addition. So if we are having any number, we are adding 0, so the value is not changing. If we are having any number, we are multiplying it with 1, the value will not change. Okay, so the same is called idempotent. So both the operations should be idempotent in the nature. So it will be like that. It will not affect the database consistency. That is, even the operation is executed multiple times, then effect should not be changed. And if the previously it is in the consistent state, so if we are doing it multiple times, then only it is executed such a way like it will be not affecting the database consistency. Needed since operation may get re-executed during the recovery. So if we are doing this redo, that time we are re-executing the same transaction and we want this undo and redo during the recovery phase. When recovering after a failure, transaction Ti needs to be undone. Undone means we need to perform undo if the log contains the record Ti start but does not contain the record commit. That means transaction has started correctly. Here it is started, instruction 1, 2, 3. Here it is commit, and meanwhile anywhere else it is having a failure. So it is started but not fully completed. Okay, that's why we require undo. Whatever the operation we have made, we are reflecting that, or we are undoing the operation, we are rollbacking it, so it will not affect the database consistency. And we require redo if it contains both this start and commit. So the transaction started, it is fully executed, and it is committed, successfully completed. At that time, if failure will occur and we are not able to save the changes which is made by this entire transaction into the database, at that time we'll again perform it. So undo, remember this thing, undo that means partially completed code and redo means fully completed code. Undo operations are performed first and then redo operations. If we are having multiple operations, then first we'll do undo. That means the wrong changes, whatever we have made into the database, because the transaction is not getting fully executed. So first we'll remove those and then we'll again perform the transaction which has completed successfully. Below we show the log as it appears at 3 instances of a time. Okay, the same which we have seen previously for deferred database modification. The same thing we are seeing here for immediate database modification. So the recovery action in each case above are, in that case A, we are having a start, but we didn't have commit. Okay. So we are not have commit. That means suppose commit will occur here. So we have made the partial changes. So we need to go for undo. So in A case, we are undoing the transaction T0. So B's value previously is 2000. The old value as B is 2000. So we are not making this change. It is immediate. Previously we are having 1000 for data item A and 2000 for data item B. And as it is immediate, so whenever I have written this A and B write operation, so immediately it will be changed with new value, which is 950 and 2050. Okay. But meanwhile, we are facing the hardware or software failure, and that's why we are not able to complete the operations, so that we are doing the undo. That means these new values now they are discarded and we are focusing on this older value. So B is restored with 2000 and A is restored with 1000 value. Okay. Now think for case B and reply what will happen. First, I am explaining the situation like T0 transaction started. We have modified the values of A. 1000 value will be having the new value 950 and 2000 is updated with 2050. Transaction T0 is committed. Now transaction T1 is started. T1 modified the value, but it is still waiting for commit. And meanwhile, they are facing the failure. So for case B, for transaction T0 and T1, what can be the possibility? Undo or redo, and why? Reply in the chat box. Anyone? Reply in the chat box. What to do for transaction T0? First, we are thinking for that. Okay, till now, do anyone have any query? If you are not able to get the concept, you can reply in the chat box. Should I repeat? Or if you are getting the concept properly, then give the reply. Akanksha, Akash, Chinmay, Dhairya, Dhwani, Chanvi, Krish, Kumarpal. Yes. The question is like we are having here the B case. This case we are talking about. Okay. In this B case, after this much instructions, we are having an error or we are having a failure. So what to do? T0 will be undo or redo. The same way T1 will be redo or undo. We are having two operations. If failure will occur in this immediate database modification, either we can redo, that means again we'll perform it, or we can undo. So what to do for transaction T0 and T1? Okay, Prithvi replied undo. For right, specifically for transaction T0 it will be undo, or transaction T1 it will be undo. T0. Okay, anyone else? Parth said undo for transaction T1 because T0 is committed. Yes, very good. Okay, so till now, I guess only these 2 or 3 students are understanding. And what about the rest of the students? Are you aware with this? Varun, Zenith, Zaki, Urvisha, Stuti. Okay, forget the question. Have you got the concept, or do anyone have any query till now? In immediate database modification, any queries? So you can first ask, then we'll go for the example. Okay, so we can say that undo कब होगा? जब हमने आधा ही ट्रांजैक्शन कंप्लीट किया है एंड स्टिल वी आर लेफ्ट विथ द पार्शियल कंप्लीशन. अगर हमने पूरा ट्रांजैक्शन कंप्लीट किया ही नहीं है, दैट्स व्हाई अगर हम उसको वापस दोबारा पहले से करेंगे तो क्या होगा? जो आधा हो गया है वो 2 बार ही होगा, जो आधा बाकी है वो 1 बार ही होगा. सो वी आर हैविंग एन इनकंसिस्टेंट स्टेट. मान लो कि जानवी के अकाउंट से 1000 रुपए निकाल के हमें दीक्षा को देने हैं. अभी जानवी के अकाउंट से रुपये निकल गए और दीक्षा के अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर हो उससे पहले ही मान लो फेलियर हो गया. तो इफ वी आर डूइंग रीडू, अगेन वो ऑपरेशन करेंगे तो जानवी के अकाउंट से वापस उतने रुपए निकलेंगे और दीक्षा के अकाउंट में एक ही बार जाएंगे. सो वी आर हैविंग एन इनकंसिस्टेंट स्टेट. आइडियली जानवी के अकाउंट में से एक बार ही रुपया निकले, वही दीक्षा के अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर होना चाहिए था, बट इट इज नॉट द केस इफ वी आर डूइंग रीडू ऑपरेशन. तो रीडू कब करना है? जब पूरा ट्रांजैक्शन कंप्लीट हो जाए, यानी कि जानवी के अकाउंट में से दीक्षा के अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर कंप्लीट हो गया, सब कुछ हो गया था, but then we are failing the error. Then we are having an error or failure. That's why once we are having the start command and commit command, if we are having both this command, that means the transaction has fully completed. अगर एक बार वो कंप्लीट हो गया है तो उसकी इफेक्ट अगर डेटाबेस में नहीं हुई है तो हम वापस पूरा ट्रांजैक्शन कर सकते हैं. बट अगर वो ट्रांजैक्शन स्टार्ट हुआ है, कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, कमिट नहीं हुआ, आधा खत्म हुआ और उसके बाद फेलियर आ गई, तो क्या करेंगे? हम जितना भी कंप्लीट किया है उन सबको रोल बैक करेंगे. अगर आप कहीं पे वर्ड पे कहीं पे लिख रहे हो, मान लो आपने गलती से कुछ फॉर्मेट बिगाड़ दिया, तो आप क्या करते हो? कंट्रोल जेड, जो प्रीवियस फॉर्मेट है वो वापस आ जाए. बट अगर आपने पूरा फॉर्मेट अपने हिसाब से तैयार किया, सेव किया, और मान लो फिर कोई भी सिस्टम क्रैश की वजह से वो सेव नहीं हो पाया, तो क्या करोगे आप? वापस अपना फॉर्मेट खुद से बनाओगे. द सेम वे, if instructions has completed successfully, we are having start and commit both the instruction. That means transaction has executed fully. तो अगर उसकी डेटाबेस में रिफ्लेक्ट नहीं हुई है कोई चेंजेस, दैट मीन्स वी नीड टू रीडू. री मीन्स अगेन, अगेन वी नीड टू डू द ऑपरेशन. एंड अगर वो हाफ एग्जीक्यूट हुआ है, दैट मीन्स वी नीड टू रोल बैक. जो हाफ हुआ है उसको भी, इसकी इफेक्ट को भी हम नलिफाई कर दे. सो इन दिस एग्जाम्पल, transaction T0 has fully completed. If you see here, transaction T0 is having start and commit. तो वो पूरा ही हो गया था. तो अगर यहाँ पर फेलियर आती है तो ट्रांजैक्शन T0 की इफेक्ट डेटाबेस में नहीं हुई होगी. That means we need to again perform the transaction T0. That's why redo transaction T0. And what about T1? T1 transaction start हुआ, आधा complete हुआ, so we need to undo. Okay, so undo the transaction T1 because we are not having commit instruction here, but redo the transaction T0 क्योंकि ट्रांजैक्शन T0 खत्म हो गया था, पर उसको अभी हमने डेटाबेस में रिफ्लेक्ट किया, उसके पहले ही यहाँ पे एरर आ गई. So C is restored to 700 and A and B are having the new value because they have already completed and we are having the proper value. So A and B are having the new value because it is committed, and we are again, if we are from starting, we are again performing the T0 transaction. So we are having this updated value, which is 950 and 2050. Everyone, now all of you are clear? Okay. So what to do for case C? Now reply with transaction like T0 undo, T0 redo, like that. So what to do for transaction T0 and T1 in case C? Very good. So for T0 and T1, we need to perform redo operation. Why? Because T0 start हुआ है, commit भी हुआ है, T1 भी start और commit दोनों हो गया और बाद में failure आई है. If we are having both the commands start and commit, that means transaction has fully executed. That's why we are doing redo. So redo for T0 and redo for T1. जब कभी हम रीडू करेंगे यानी कि वापस वही ट्रांजैक्शन को एग्जीक्यूट करेंगे, सो वी आर हैविंग ऑलवेज द न्यू वैल्यू. सो डेटाबेस में ए और बी की वैल्यू क्या होगी? 950 और 2050. और सी की वैल्यू क्या होगी? 600, बिकॉज वी हैव अगेन एग्जीक्यूटेड इट, so it will be having the newer value. Everyone is clear till this? Where we see that the failure, okay, we are seeing here that we are having this log, and what is the recovery action in each case? Okay, so it may possible in this case A, if failure will occur, only then we are thinking for the recovery action. So after executing this three statement in A case, we are having a failure. So now what, how to recover them? In case B, we have executed till this and then we having a failure, like that. Nancy, clear? Okay. Now we are going for the difference. What is the difference between deferred and immediate database modification? The one difference, we know that in deferred, it will be delayed, it will waiting for the commit. Once commit operation is there, only then it will make the changes into the database. And in immediate, it will be having the immediate change. So the first one is, in immediate, the changes are applied directly to the database. Whenever we are having a write operation, it will directly change the database value. When in deferred, the changes are not applied immediately to the database. That simply means we are waiting for the commit instruction. In immediate, the log file contains both the values, old value as well as new value, because in immediate, we are supposed to do both the operations, redo and undo. But in deferred database, we are just wanting the new values. So the log file contains all the changes that are applied to the database. You can also write in place of this, the log file contains only one value, which is new value. Okay. In immediate, once rollback is done, the old values are restored into the database using the record of the log file. We have seen previously, if rollback will be there, that means if we are having the undo, so अगर undo हुआ है तो क्या होगा, जो पुरानी वैल्यू है वही रिफ्लेक्ट करेगी, बिकॉज जितने भी चेंजेस किए हैं हम वो सारे ही चेंजेस को undo कर रहे हैं. So that's why whenever we are having a rollbacking, that means the undoing operation, at that time all values are restored into the database. But in this method, once the rollback is done, all the records are discarded. मान लो कि डिफर्ड डेटाबेस है, उसमें भी कहीं पे ऐसा प्रॉब्लम आ गया, कमिट करने के बाद भी हमको शायद रोल बैक करना पड़ा कोई हिसाब से, सिस्टम फेल हो गई एंड वी आर नॉट एबल टू डू द सेम थिंग. तो कमिट हो गया है, सो वी आर डूइंग रीडू ऑपरेशन, बट जितने भी हमने चेंजेस किए थे लोग फाइल में तो वो सारे ही है. तो पहले हम लोग फाइल को डिस्कार्ड करेंगे, सारे ही चेंजेस को डेटाबेस में नलिफाई करेंगे और अगेन रीडूइंग द सेम ऑपरेशन, सो द डेटाबेस कंसिस्टेंसी विल बी एज इट इज. It will not violating the consistency. ट्रांजैक्शन T0 हुआ, T0 कमिट हो गया, उसके बाद फेलियर हुआ, so we are doing the rollbacking is not like we are undoing the operation in this deferred. रीडू मतलब कि पहले के जो चेंजेस है अगर वो डेटाबेस में है और अगर हम दूसरी बार वही चीज करेंगे तो डेटाबेस डिफर करेगा। मान लो कि मैंने नेंसी के अकाउंट में से 1,000 रुपए लेके उमंग के अकाउंट में डाल दी, तो नेंसी के अकाउंट में 1,000 उमंग के अकाउंट में चले गए, उसके बाद प्रॉब्लम आया, तो वी आर रीडूइंग, दैट मीन्स इट इज नॉट दैट नेंसी के अकाउंट में से हम दूसरी बार 1,000 निकाल के दूसरी बार उसको देंगे, नो। तो पहले तो हम डेटाबेस में जो चेंजेस हुआ था उसको रोल बैक करेंगे ताकि नेंसी के अकाउंट में वापस 1,000 रुपए आ जाए, उमंग के अकाउंट में से वो चले जाए। दैट मीन्स वी आर नलिफाइंग द डेटाबेस एंड देन वी आर मेकिंग द रीडू ऑपरेशन। This we'll study and then we'll discuss in the next topic also. We are having this shadow paging, so this topic, this point we'll discuss later once we are done with this shadow paging. The major disadvantage of this method, which is immediate database modification, we are having frequent IO operation. IO means input output. So whenever we are having a write operation, we are making the changes into the database. So we are having multiple operations, we are changing the value in the database frequently, so we are having a frequent IO operation. And the database deferred database modification is having an disadvantages, like it requires a lot of time, like once we have completed the transaction fully, so अगर हमें वापस वो करना है रीडू, तो पहले जो कुछ भी हुआ था उसकी इफेक्ट को नलिफाई करना होगा, तभी हम वापस the same operation we can able to perform. So we need a lot more time for recovery when the failure will happen in this deferred database modification. Okay, you can remember in that manner. Immediate, the database effect will be immediate. Here it will be delayed. In immediate, it will be not waiting for the commit operation, but in deferred, they are waiting for the commit operation, and only after then it will make the changes in the database. In immediate, we are having old and new, both the values. Here we are just having the new value. Also, you can refer that here we are able to perform both the operations, redo and undo. Both of them are idempotent in the nature, and in deferred, we are having just redo operation, which is idempotent in the nature. And then you can go for this disadvantage. This one point shadow paging we'll see, and once again we'll go for this difference in this immediate and deferred topic. Okay, till now, do anyone have any query? Today we have covered the first thing, which is log-based recovery. Then we have given a revision for deferred database. Now we have seen what is immediate database modification and the difference between these two approaches. Any questions, all of you? Okay. Okay, good. No queries? Good.